It's been a little bit, but it is Monday, so we're gonna do a mock draft. Sorry for a little bit of a hiatus here. Went to Nashville with some of my friends. Been a little busy. Currently snowed in good old Cincinnati. We've got about a foot of snow, so while you might see the sun over here, it also is very snowy, and that's why it might be a little more brighter today than normal. But I don't want to waste any time. We're gonna get into this mock draft right away. There has been a lot that has happened since I have last talked to you. I believe it's been 2 weeks since I did a mock draft. So we do have a lot more of the draft order already set, as well as the college football national championship happened. Congratulations to Indiana and Fernando Mendoza. The playoffs are rolling. We have the Super Bowl matchup now. It will be Patriots Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Yeah, a lot has happened. We're going to get right into the point of today's video, though. It is the mock draft, and unfortunately, it's going to start out the same that I think every mock draft is going to start. It's Fernando Mendoza at number one. We saw the Raiders, owners, GMs, Tom Brady, everyone at the national championship watching Fernando Mendoza, getting ready to pick him number one overall. Reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow in college, of everyone kind of knows, hey, it's going to be Mendoza. The draft really starts here at number two with Dante Moore deciding to go back to college. I can't remember if he was going back to college last time I did a mock draft. If not, um, crazy decision. I can't believe it at all. The more and more I think about it, the less and less it makes sense. But now the Jets are they're in a tough spot here at number two because really you could go from Caleb Downs all the way down to Makai Lemon or Jamal McCoy. Like, there's a lot of picks that could be right here at number two. None of them really jump off the page. However, I really like Ruben Bain Jr., and I'm going to take him here at number two to the Jets. I think he's the best defensive player in the class. I'm going to continue to say it. I know he's going to measure in with short arms, about the shortest we've seen. I don't care. This guy's a beast. They haven't affected him. Look at the 2024 sack leader, Trey Hendrickson. He's got really short arms. Didn't seem to bug him too much. He could be a little better against the run, which is where those short arms are going to come into play a little more. But he's got great bend coming off the edge, great at getting to the quarterback. He is the best defensive player, in my opinion. I have him going number two there to the Jets. At number three, Arizona, lots of ways they could go. I really like a guy like Arvell Reese here just because he's a Swiss Army knife, and with a new coach coming in, you could definitely see them going to get a guy that they can kind of move around if they need to. However, with Isaiah Simmons, that didn't work for them, so maybe they shy away from that just a little bit. I have them going a little bit down the board, addressing offensive tackle with Spencer Fano, who I still believe is the best offensive lineman in this class, the best chance to stick at tackle in this class. That's why I do have him still as my first offensive lineman off the board here at number three to Arizona. At number four, the Tennessee Titans are picking. Again, a lot of ways they could go. These top five, this top 10 now, especially with Dante Moore no longer being in the draft, gets murky because it's going to be a chain reaction. If the Jets take someone else, then Bain will fall. Then he'll go some like there is no, hey, number one's going to be this, number two's going to be this. Even last year, it seemed like the first five picks were pretty much going to be Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, um, who else went in this top five? Whatever the top five picks seemed like we knew who the top five picks were going to be. Will Campbell, the other one, and I'm missing one. Abdul Carter. There's the fifth. It seemed like we knew those were going to be the top five picks. It kind of was just, hey, where are they going to go? These guys could. I think these guys all go in the top 10, but Spencer Fano could drop outside this top 10. He really could. Don't think I see it as much with Ruben Bain, especially past 10, because the Bengals need edge rushers so badly. Um, don't see him falling outside the top 10. Mendoza's going number one. That's the easiest pick of the entire draft. At number four here, I just kind of talked about it with the Cardinals. There is a new coach now in Tennessee. Um, I think, especially being a defensive coach, they can look to go defensive here. And they've got Cam Ward. They're going to continue to grow. They go Robert Sala, the defensive coordinator of the 49ers. Already didn't work with the Jets. Gets a new start here, a little more experience in Tennessee. I'm going to have him take the Swiss Army knife that is Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. He'll be the first Ohio State player to go off the board here. I've got quite a few here in this top 10 and in this top 15, really. Lots and lots of Ohio State great players and lots of great defensive players. And that's a big one there with Arvell Reese at number four. At number five, it'd be a little bit of a surprise here. A guy that I could see really starting to come back up boards. Didn't play at all this past year, but when he did play in 2024 was absolutely incredible. Corner's a huge need. I think Jermod McCoy is going to be my corner one coming into this draft class, and I have him going here at number 5. Little bit of a risky pick. I'm aware of that. But if he goes back to how he was his 2024 season at Tennessee, he is the best corner in this class, and he will easily be a top corner in the NFL. This guy is absolutely incredible. I watched him firsthand against my Alabama Crimson Tide shut Ryan Williams down, shut that entire offense down. 6', 193, plays a lot bigger than that, is physical, can get in the run game. Absolutely love Jermon McCoy. And yeah, if he is healthy, if that knee is anywhere near as good as it was in 2024, he is the top corner and a top 5 pick, in my opinion. At number 6, this is a pick I've made many, many times. I'm going to continue to make it many times before. It's going to be receiver. I know I hinted at maybe Makai Lemon coming up here. I've put Jordan Tyson there a couple times, but my wide receiver one still in this class is Carnell Tate out of Ohio State, another Ohio State guy going inside this top 10. Had his worst game against Miami, no doubt about it, but this guy, he is the definition of consistent. He will go out, you know exactly what you're going to get, gets overshadowed because Jeremiah Smith is on his team, and Jeremiah Smith, I do not use this term lightly, is a generational receiver prospect. You don't see them every now. I mean, Jamar Chase was really, really good. Jeremiah Smith's a better prospect. Megatron is maybe the next guy who was like, is a can't miss prospect. But Carnell Tate, he is very, very good. Plays very big. He is very big. I think he may even be a touch bigger than 6'3", 195. I think he's gonna weigh in probably a little heavier than that. Maybe it's more of the 6'4" range. I think he plays bigger than that 6'3" mark, but great pick there at Cleveland, keeping him in the state of Ohio. At number 7, Washington. I've had them going multiple ways. I've had them going edge rusher a lot. David Bailey's a name that I've thrown out here. Could see Peter Woods going here. Could see a guy like Sonny Styles sneaking into this top 10. He has played so good, and a little bit like Arvell Reese, kind of Swiss Army knife, former safety at 6'5", 243 pounds. Absolutely incredible athlete. I don't have him going quite this high. I do have his teammate there, actually going here with Caleb Downs, safety out of Ohio State. I think he's probably the best player in the class. Pure talent player. The issue is at safety and more becoming a run, kind of in the box, run stopping safety, kind of the Kyle Hamilton style that we're seeing with how the Ravens use him. I think the positional value just isn't enough to make him the number 1 or number 2 overall pick. However, I don't think he falls outside this top 10. I keep having him going at number 10 to the Bengals. In this mock draft, I've said I wanted to switch it up, so I don't keep mocking that. I have him going just a little bit higher here to Washington at 7. You can play him literally anywhere on this defense. I think he could play free safety if you wanted him to. I think he'd be a good free safety, but I think he's a great strong safety. This is Kyle Hamilton-esque. I absolutely love Caleb Downs. He's an Alabama transfer. Got to see him firsthand while he was at Alabama. Would absolutely love this pick for any team. Have him going here at 7 to Washington. At 8, New Orleans. Had them going a couple different ways before. Jeremiah Love was a guy I had here. I'm going to switch off of that. I've had Peter Woods a little bit, Sonny Styles. Again, these are all names I could throw in there. But I do like David Bailey. They need to get to the passer. They do really bad. They really need edge rusher. Ever since Trey Hendrickson left there, hasn't been great. Trace Young finally starting to find his footing, but would love to pair him up with someone else. And David Bailey is just that guy. Not great against the run. I think this is even a little generous towards him. He really is not going to get his nose in the run game all that much, but against the passer, might be the best pure pass rusher in this class. Going to weigh in and measure incredibly. He's perfect for the combine. I think you continue to see him get pushed up draft boards inside this top 10, and I have him going here at number 8 to New Orleans. At number 9, I've talked about running back here a lot with Jeremiah Love. I think they're going to be in on Breece Hall, but say Breece Hall gets tagged, say he resigns with the Jets, goes somewhere else, whatever. I think the perfect fit here at number 9 is still Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame. Maybe the best pure playmaker in this entire draft class. The only reason that Notre Dame was as competitive as they've been the last couple of years, in my opinion. I think this is the reason. Without him, I don't think they make the college. Obviously, they don't make the playoff this year. They made it last year. I'm not sure they make it last year without him. They definitely don't go to a national championship without him. Dynamic playmaker. I understand there's some injury concerns there, but I think it's just because he has been used so much. Look at this. Almost 200 carries this year, over 150 last year. This guy has been run into the ground, and he just keeps getting better and better by the year. I would hate to see him go at number 9 as a Bengals fan, because I would hate to see the Chiefs get a superstar running back like Jeremiah Love. At number 10, this is kind of worst case scenario for the Bengals. I have said as a Bengals fan, the guys that you really, Ruben Bain would be a dream. I do not think, regardless of what some other people have said in mock drafts and how he will measure, I do not think he falls this far. That would be the number one player I'd want as a Bengals fan. Arvell Reese as well, and Caleb Downs and David Bailey. The issue is in this one, they are all gone. I looked at going Sonny Styles here, obviously linebacker, but could play safety if you need him to. He can also rush the passer. He is great. I love this pick. I would absolutely love the Bengals to take him. If I was the Bengals GM, that is who I would take here at number 10. The problem is they just drafted 2 linebackers last year who they have thrown into it. I think they're going to want to give them another year to try to develop and see what they've got. And so if it becomes neck and neck between Sonny Styles and a guy like Peter Woods, who they seem to love inside the Bengals front office, I think they end up going with Peter Woods in that interior, because Peter Woods, while he is an interior defensive lineman, he does get to the quarterback. It maybe is not as good as some pure bull rush pass rushers. He's good against the run. Don't let these numbers fool you. He was not good this year. He was good. He was not anywhere near a first-round pick this year. But the last 2 years before this, he was incredible. And you look at some of the stuff that went on in Clemson this year, and everyone seemed to have a bad year. You just kind of chalk it up to, hey, not great year, low morality, maybe didn't play as well, hard to play that great when you're not playing up to your standards, but really, really good against the run. I think he's very good against the pass. As a Bengals fan, I don't know, because he's a bit of a question mark of what are you going to get. You've seen regression now for 3 straight years, or excuse me, for 2 straight years. If you get a third year, all of a sudden this D-line doesn't get any better. This would be worst case scenario, in my opinion, for Bengals fans like myself. But Peter Woods here could still be that blue chip prospect that we once thought he was. It's just you might need to develop him a little, and the Bengals have not developed the D-line very well at all. At number 11, this is a pick that I will continue to make. It's got to be corner. In my opinion, the number 1 corner, Javon McCoy, is already off the board. I'll take number 2 in Mansour Delane. A little bit undersized, but man, what a great year he had for LSU, winning the Thorpe Award there. Yeah, just incredible. Shot up draft boards. Didn't have him going this high in any mock drafts at the beginning of the year, or even like last year of early mock drafts. But man, just played his way into this first round and is flirting at a top 10 pick here at number 11 to Miami, who needs cornerback so badly. At number 12, the Dallas Cowboys are picking here. Lots of different ways they could go. They need defense. It has to be any of these defensive players. I've mocked this guy here a couple of times. And I think really he could sneak into the top 10 if he keeps getting pushed up this board. This is Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. And as you can see, this is now the 4th Ohio State player. Reese, Tate, Downs, and Styles I have going all inside the top 12. Ohio State, especially that defense, 3 guys in the top 12. They've been incredible. I wouldn't say it was sad to see them get knocked out as early as they did in the playoffs, because I am not an Ohio State fan, but I did pick them to win my college football playoff, so disappointing, I would say, to see them get knocked out as early as they did. From an outside perspective, from a fan perspective. Thank you, Miami. At number 13, this is Atlanta's pick that was traded last year to the Rams. Again, a lot of ways they could go. The Rams are now knocked out, so I have lost my national title winner, and I've also lost my NFL predictions winner. I had I had LA, the Rams, going and winning the Super Bowl. I had Rams over Patriots. Not going to happen. It's going to be Patriots and Seahawks. I think I would take the Seahawks in that game, but it feels like everyone's taking the Seahawks. It makes me want to pick the Patriots. Anyway, I'll go over that in a video coming up as I smack myself with the mic. At number 13, the Rams. Really, really good team. They could take a shot anywhere. They need some help on the O line. I understand quarterback is going to continue to get talked about, and Ty Simpson is going to get pushed up boards, especially with him being, I think, pretty easily quarterback 2 in this class now, with Dante Moore going back to school. Don't have him going quite this high at 13. I just don't think he gets pushed up this much. I think you see it kind of as a Jackson Dart situation last year. You see him go in the back end of the first round. That's why I have him going here up towards the back end of the first round. But wait around, you'll see exactly who I have taking him. At 13 here, I do have them going Francis Mauigoa out of Miami. Could be the first tackle taken off the board. I do just barely like Spencer Fanu, just a little more. So I have Fano going higher than Mauigoa, but could definitely see him sneaking inside the top 10, especially to some of these teams that could need O line. Don't think the Browns will take him here. Giants definitely could take him at number 5. Yeah, could definitely see him going higher. Think he falls just a little bit here to LA, who could use some tackle. Could also kick him inside if you really want to. A little bit of versatility there, and really played well in this college football playoff to shoot him up this draft board. And go here at number 13 to the Rams. At number 14, Baltimore Ravens. New head coach, Jesse Minter. Defensive guy, going to need to fix that defense. However, I think he would love to get himself another weapon on the offense. A lot of different ways he could go. I kind of came down between Tyson and Lemon. Tyson is, I believe, the better player, but those injuries, it seems like he's falling just a little bit more and more just because they seem to be maybe more lingering than it was initially led on. For that reason, I think the best pure receiver knows how to play the receiver position the best, and that's Makai Lemon out of USC, the Bolitnikoff winner this past year. Undersized, but man, he doesn't play like it. He will go make plays down the field. Probably going to play slot in the NFL, which you question a little bit with a guy like Zay Flowers already on your team, having 2 undersized receivers. But man, I think he's a really, really good prospect, and I have him going here at 14 to Baltimore. At 15, Bucks on the clock. They need DNs. They need linebackers, corners. Need help on that defense. The offense, I think, is good enough with Baker Mayfield. I'd had Kenyon Sadiq going here a little bit earlier. I don't think the guards are good enough. You can see Vega Iona going here. I just think the positional value is a little better at DN, and I'll take Kendrick Falk to go be the DN there. As an Alabama fan, this guy wreaks havoc at Auburn. I really, really like this guy as a prospect. I think he's getting swept under the rug a little bit just because there are some maybe more fun edge rushers in this class. Not the best pure pass rusher. Really, really good against the run. And I just think the role that you have him in, if you get him in the right system, he will flourish. And in that defense, I think it's a perfect spot to kind of line up next to Vita Vea and just dominate the run game with him. I really like the fit there, and that's why I have him going there at 15 to the Bucks. At 16, Jets back on the clock. Already had them taking Ruben Bain at number 2. Here at 16, best player on the board. They're going to get Jordan Tyson. If this happens, Jets, man, this is a great first round for you guys because if he can stay healthy, he is the best receiver in this class. No doubt in my mind. Well, I'll talk about a guy in a little bit who I'll continue to talk about. But Jordan Tyson, very, very good. Just some injury concerns. We'll move him down the board, I think, a little bit. GMs do care about that. And so I do have him falling here to 16. Further than I've had him falling a lot. I've had him going inside the top 10, I think, every other time besides this. But yeah, Jordan Tyson, third receiver off the board here at 16 to the Jets. This would be a great pick for them. Lions at 17, need corner bad. It's Avion Terrell. Not going to talk about this one too much. That's the biggest hole on that team, on that defense. They need to be a defense first team. They were really, really good on offense because of Ben Johnson. He leaves. The offense just isn't nearly as good. They need to stop guys. Like, they were so good on offense this year. They're turning into kind of what the Bengals have been. Of the offense was so good, but they could not make the stop when they needed to. I believe Avion Terrell, corner out of Clemson, helps them do that. So he is the pick here at 17. At 18, Minnesota. They were going to be heartbroken that Avion Terrell went one pick before them. Another team that really needs corner. I am going to have them still going corner. I'm going to push Colton Hood up my board just a little bit. I have him as a fringe first round guy, but because of the positional value, and there's not really a good interior. Well, I mean, you could go Vega Ione here, move some things around, maybe have him play center, have someone else play center. Because they do need help in that interior O line to protect JJ McCarthy. But I am going to push Colton Hood up the board just a little bit here at 18 to Minnesota because when this Vikings team is really good, especially with bringing Brian Flores back, their defense leads this team. So I'm going to give them some help there with Colton Hood. At 19, I don't even need to look at my mock draft because I know exactly who I have going here. I've had him mocked here many times before. He is my draft crush. Absolutely love this guy. It is Denzel Boston out of Washington. Absolutely love this guy. Gonna continue to speak so highly on him. Huge. He reminds me of Tetairoa McMillan. Reminds me of Drake London. He's the same type of prospect coming out of Washington. I think he didn't get the national recognition. I think if Denzel Boston is playing at Ohio State, he is a top 5, top 10 pick. The problem is he played at Washington. Not as much media attention. Kind of got hidden up there in the Northwest. Love Denzel Boston. Please go turn on his tape. Go turn on his highlights. He is big. You can move him around the field. He finds ways to get open. Really, really like him. I think he gets much better separation than other people think he does. I think he knows how to use his frame to get separation late and make contested catches. Absolutely love Denzel Boston. At number 20, Dallas needs help defensively. Um, Already had them going. Sonny Styles going to continue to have them on the defense. Going Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M. Got to see him play just one game in the playoffs. Looked good. Pretty consistent all year. Really good against the pass. Working on it against the run. A little bit undersized at 6'2", 248. Also a little older as a redshirt senior, so maybe not as much development there, but really good. Falls on the board just a little bit here. Good pick at 20 by Dallas, who desperately need help on that defense now with picking Cassius Howell and picking Sonny Styles. At 21, this is a place I threw out Ty Simpson. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back with Mike McCarthy being hired. I think they're going to kind of do one final run with him and maybe see if they'll draft a quarterback next year or maybe see if they'll go sign someone. Not really sure about that too much yet. At 21 here, they could go a bunch of different ways. They need help up front, though, especially if Aaron Rodgers is coming back or whoever is going to be there. They need help protecting him. I'll take Caleb Lomu, the second tackle out of Utah. Really like him. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a great tackle class. I think he sticks at tackle. I don't think he moves inside. Again, some other people do. But I like him to stick out there at 6'6", 308. He's got the size, the NFL size to play tackle. Can kind of move him around if you really want him to, but I think him and Spencer Fano probably stay at tackle. I think a guy like Francis Mauigoa it has a better chance at kicking inside the guard, but I do have him going here at 21 as a tackle to Pittsburgh. At 22, talk about interior line. It's Vega Ione. It's going to continue to be Vega Ione. They need to protect Justin Herbert. They need to protect him badly. If they do protect him, this team will be dangerous. But man, I mean, lost both tackles, hurt them this year with Alt, especially being out Alt and Slater. If they can get him help inside and keep Justin Herbert upright, man, this team is dangerous. But they have to do that, and I have them doing that here at 22. On the clock at 23 is the Philadelphia Eagles. I have them going TJ Parker out of Clemson, edge rusher to help them. This Eagles defense wasn't nearly as good as we've seen in years past, and it's the reason that they got knocked out as early as they did. I think they can continue to build that D line. They still got Jalen Carter right in the heart of it, but edge rusher has become more of a need for them. I know corner is also a little bit of a need. I would say more safety. I would lean more than corner. I don't know that I fully agree with corner here. Um, Maybe more depth, not first round. But TJ Parker here, I do like another guy. Kind of how I talked about up here with Peter Woods on that Clemson team. Didn't play nearly as well as we hoped he would this year. We hope this would be probably a top 5, top 10 pick. Falls here to 23 to the Eagles, who if they're able to tap back into that TJ Parker that we've seen in the past, this is a great pick for them at 23. On the clock at 24 is the Browns. This is the Travis Hunter trade. This pick is locked in now at 24. Already had them taking Carnell Tate at number 6. Going to continue to build this offense, this time up front on the line with Caden Proctor out of Alabama. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. He's got the tackle size that you look for, but man, he struggled at tackle this year. Could see him kick inside, could move him around. Maybe more of a developmental player than they would like, more than a plug and play guy. But the tackle class is just kind of thin this year. and some of the big ones are already off the board. So I will have them taking Caden Proctor here at 24 to try to see if they can tap into him at tackle or kick him inside to guard. At 25, the Bears, they need they need help on defense. Really, the offense with Ben Johnson is going to be great. I just was I could see them like this is a place I would love to give them another weapon for Ben Johnson to play around with, like really a running back, but there's just not one that I like here enough. And so I'm gonna go have them go defense here. It's between Caleb Banks and Caden McDonald in that interior D line. I do just like Caden McDonald just a little bit better, and so I have the Bears going here at 25. Um, Another Ohio State player. How many of them will get drafted in the first round? I believe that's the last one that I have going. So yeah, let's see. One, two, three, four, five first round picks, four of which on that defense. That defense was ridiculous this year. At 26, Buffalo. New coach. Don't know who it's gonna be yet. I am gonna assume it's gonna be Joe Brady. I know Brian Dayball is also interviewing for it. I know Philip Rivers is interviewing for it. I would find it hard to believe that they're not just gonna promote Joe Brady unless it is Brian Dayball. But then it feels like you're gonna end up losing Joe Brady. I don't know. Lots of different ways they could go here. This defense needs to be fixed, though, and it starts with CJ Allen playing linebacker for them. Matt Milano, when he was at his best, was the captain of that defense, but he is getting old. He cannot play at the same level he used to. When the Bills are good, their defense is good, and CJ Allen helps them become better on that side of the ball. At number 27, San Francisco. I They had a really, really good year. Still get the pick at 27. I think this is a win for them. And they get a good guy to fall to them in Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M. Get themselves another playmaker on that offense on the outside. Maybe more of a slot guy than we originally thought. He can play outside. He played there just a little bit, but really like him in the slot. Really, really dangerous after the catch. If you can get the ball in his hands, reminds me a lot of how Debo Samuel was when he was playing very, very well. I know they're not the same size, like Brandon Ayuk as well. I know I'm naming just 49ers receivers, but just get him the ball. Get him in that gadget position that Debo Samuel made so popular. Get the ball in his hands. He is tough to bring down, man. Casey Concepcion, also a really good punt and kick returner. Can kind of do it all there in the Bay Area for San Francisco. At number 28, Texans here got knocked out after quite the game from CJ Stroud. I know a bunch of Texans fans that wanted me to pick a quarterback to them. Not going to do that. They're going to have to protect CJ Stroud if they want him to do anything. Emmanuel Pregnon is the next best guard in this class. I do have him going here at 28 to the Texans. I think I've had this a couple times. I'm going to continue to do it. They need to protect him. And that's what they're going to do here at 28 with Emmanuel Pregnon out of Oregon. At number 29, the Rams. I believe I know who is going here. I do. I talked about it earlier. I think I'm going to continue to push Ty Simpson into the first round. He came out of college. He only said he was going to come out of college if he had a first round grade. Had the Steelers taking him last time, had him passing this time. Sit behind Matthew Stafford for a year or two, however long he's got left. I believe Stafford is going to win the league MVP. Let him sit and learn and let him go play in that Sean McVay offense in a couple years. Ty Simpson, quarterback out of Alabama, is the pick at 29 to the Rams. At number 30, which this I don't believe is going to be the Patriots pick because the Patriots should be at 31 right now. Anyway, it's close enough. Patriots here at 30. I had them going Kenyon Sadiq last time. I think the good Patriots teams have really good tight ends. I'm going to have them going a little bit away from this time because, I mean, yes, get Drake May a weapon, but I don't like picking the same things over and over. So I am going to go down the board just a little bit. I am going to give them a linebacker, and said last draft I wanted to get Anthony Hill into this first round. So I am going to do that here out of Texas. Really played really well. I kind of had a quietly good season for him. I know he was a big prospect last year. He went back to college. Really, really like him. Sorry, not a big prospect, but big year last year. Went back to college. Really had the same year, just didn't get talked about nearly as much, except cut down on the missed tackles. I think that's the biggest thing for him is how many missed tackles he had last year. Didn't make as many tackles this year, but I don't know. I really like Anthony Hill. I think he's getting overlooked just a little bit because Texas did not have as good of a year as they were expected to. I think he still played very, very well, and I don't think he was a reason that team was not as good. At number 31 here, Denver. Tough loss in the tough conditions, losing Bo Nix. Um, I am going to get Bo Nix a weapon, though, when he comes back. They need tight end. Evan Ingram was not as good as they hoped he would be this year. It just seems like a roller coaster with him in his career. The Giants was so good, then so bad, then went to Jacksonville, was so good, and then kind of wasn't as good. Now he's in Denver, and it's like, what are you going to get? Go get a guy that's a dynamic playmaker. Almost slips out of the first round here. I could see him going in the teens. Really, really good. Kind of undersized at the tight end position, but can get moved around and play many different positions. Good in the run. We're way better in the run than even I think some people give him credit for. But I really like him. I think he's a first round pick. I have him at 31 here. And at 32 to round it out, I know the pick doesn't make a whole lot of sense because the Seahawks, especially on their defense, are great, especially with Mike McDonald. But he has fallen in this draft. I am going to have Caleb Banks being the pick here at number 32. It's just best player available. You're in the Super Bowl. You're favored to win the Super Bowl. So I do have him going here. I'll throw up the mock draft here for anyone skipping around. This is my latest mock draft. This is the post-conference championship mock draft. I will have one. I don't know if I'll have one next week. There's Senior Bowl practice measurements starting today. So when the Senior Bowl is over, I will learn more. I'll probably not do one next week. I will probably focus more a little bit on talking about the Super Bowl next week and everything with that. I will probably do one the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday. It will probably be the next one I do. But yeah, here's the mock draft. Let me know down below if you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Leave a comment. What do you think of this mock draft? Are there any fits that you don't like? Any players you would want to see go other places? If you're a fan of a team, let me know who you want to see them take. For right now, that is all I have. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching this episode of Let's Talk Football. If you enjoyed what you heard today, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, comment down below with what you would like to see me talk about next. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more just like it, click on the video right now to see my last episode, and let's talk more football.